Hello, and welcome once again to another live stream of the SYWK podcast. My name is Desmond, and in tonight's live stream, all we are going to do is talk about World War II, World War One ghost stories. But if you have anything else other than the theme for tonight, you can feel free to join in, or else if you have something related to the World War, anything related to World War One, World War Two, you can come and share. I'll tell you how to share that. So the link is there in the description of this YouTube video. Click the link and join one by one. I will get everyone and you guys can share it. So shortly my co-host Swati also will be joining. So we will wait for her. Let me send her a message. So I'll be waiting for Swati. Okay, I'm sending her a message. Hi, I am live right now. Okay, send her a message. Hopefully, she should join anytime soon. So, meanwhile, first of all, let me know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear the if you can hear the background sound, if you can hear me, let me know everything. Hmm. Okay. Swati is saying I've already joined, but I'm not sure if you joined the studio, so you need to join the studio. Anyways, Doctor on Wheels is there. Doctor on Wheels. Last time we were doing the live stream, and you were supposed to join in and tell me what exactly happened on one of my live streams, where another guest Sachit was narrating a story, and then he noticed something behind. So if you guys can, you know, come. I mean, if you what am I saying? If Doctor and Wheels can come and share what exactly happened on my live stream, it will be really exciting because you were the one who actually witnessed it. So yeah. Then Hani Pasha is there. Hi, Hani Pasha. Who is this? Who am I? The strangest thing is that even in office, people are asking me, "Who am I?" So I still need to figure out, and I still need to find out who am I? Aviril is there. I think so. Aviril has some stories related to World War II. So feel free to join in, Aviril. The link is there in the description. Feel free to join in anytime. If you have anything related to World War stories or any new stories, feel free to join in and share your experience. Hani Pasha is saying, knock, knock, who is there? Hani Pasha is saying, I don't know who is this. You don't know what's my name? Even I don't know what's my name. So please, Hani Pasha, it's been almost 6 months now. You're joining the live stream, but you haven't come and showed your face. So you need to show your face. You need to, so that we will know actually, are you a real person or are you a ghost? So let me know, Hani Pasha, if today would be that evening where you would able to join in and share. So, anyways, without wasting a lot of time, we have already got Aviril who has joined the studio. Just before I get Aviril, I would like to tell everyone please don't forget to like the video because the main important thing right now, I need your support, and the only way you guys can support me right now is like the stream. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe and share this live stream right now to your friends. So if people who like to enjoy horror stories, they can sit and enjoy. So Swati, feel free to join in anytime. So meanwhile, I'm getting Aviril inside. So Aviril, I'm getting you in 3, 2, and 1. Hello. Hello, mic testing. Alex is there. Hi, Alex. I hope
Hello,
you're doing.
Desmond bhai.
Hi, Aviral. How are you?
Yes, is my voice audible?
It is a bit low. If you
Hello,
can take your mic
hello.
a little bit
Just
closer.
a moment.
Yes.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, it is now. Have you
Hello,
joined from
am I audible?
your laptop?
I think there must be some issue. So just a moment, just give me a couple of minutes. I
Okay,
think there is some issue on the end of audio. So just give me a couple of minutes. I'll fix it
no problem, no problem.
because I am not able to hear you. Although I can just let me know, is am I audible? Because I am
Yes,
not
you
able to hear
are
your voice.
audible. Yes, you are audible. Can you hear me?
Just give me a couple of minutes.
Guys, can you hear us? Can you hear Viral? Can you hear me? Please let me know in the chat because I have not done the sound test. Let me do it from my phone. Alex, how are you, Alex? Would you be joining in tonight to share something before you fall off to sleep? I can hear my voice. Guys, let me know if you can hear Aviral's voice. Also, I'm waiting for Swati.
Uh, I will rejoin. Just give me a couple of. I think I'll have to rejoin once again because I think there is some glitch. So let me
Okay,
try and rejoin once again, and let's hope it gets fixed.
no problem, no problem. You can rejoin anytime. Larry Wag, most awaited session. Yes, Larry, do you have any stories related to World War II, ghost stories of World War One? Please feel free to join in. Swati, I'm still waiting for you, but meanwhile, people don't join in. There is couple of stories which I have from my side, so I will be sharing that about World War II. So let people join and share their stories, and towards the end of the live stream, I will share the stories. So wait till the end because these stories are really exciting and really creepy, which I found on the internet. So Aviral, I'm getting you back in three, two, and one.
Hello.
Yes, now it is fine.
Yes. Yeah, and I can hear you very well. So Desmond, bhai, how are you? I hope everything is fine in your family.
Good, good, good. All okay. There was a bit of emergency last week. That is why I could not do the live stream. But
Yeah.
by God's grace, everything is fine.
Well, and good to see you back once again. And this was the session I was waiting for since long time.
Yes,
And I
yes,
think
yes.
this and yes, and I think this topic is something that is very close to me because the topic of second world war, so second to be specific, second world war has been close to my heart because
Mm-hmm.
for me while growing up I used to read a lot of stories, I used to watch a lot of documentaries related to second world war. So it was something as part of my growing up, and somehow it attracts me that the area where that Second World War happened, especially that European theater. So
Hmm.
before we begin, I have two interesting things to share, uh, but it's not related to World War, obviously. But if you allow, I would like to put it on record.
Sure, sure, no problem. You can.
Yes, just last month I was traveling and I was in Konkan area. I was in
Hmm.
Goa. So while returning, I I was having a chat with my driver, and he narrated me a interesting phenomena that is very prevalent in the Konkan region. And have you heard about Bayangi?
Is this a place name?
No, no, it's a legend. It's a legend which is famous in the Malvan area, Malvan, that Konkan area. It is very famous. My
Hmm.
driver had narrated me the story on the
Okay.
way back to Mumbai.
Hmm.
So the Bayangi is basically a ghost or an spirit that brings luck into your family. It's
Oh.
basically that. So what happens is that to fetch Bayangi on your side, the
Hmm.
male member of the family, the male head member of the family, has to perform certain rituals with the
Hmm.
help of what we call them, occultist, or what we call them, tantric, what we call in Indian
Hmm.
terms. So he performs certain rituals with the help of tantric, and that tries to fetch a Bayangi, what the ghost is called, and he locks that Bayangi in a coconut, right? And that
Hmm.
coconut has to be kept in a sacred place of the home, and there is a condition that no other member no other member other than that male head member who is performing that ritual should know
Hmm.
about that. And it is said that Bayangi what Bayangi does is it uh, it drains the wealth from the people from the surrounding areas, and it pumps into the family where it is residing. And in
Okay.
exchange of that, the Bayangi has to be given food that is favorite to him, his favorite food. So basically, he has to be given some offerings every week. And it is said that Bayangi stays for the 7 years, and in those 7 years, he laddens the family with enormous amount of wealth. But
Oh.
after 7 years, Bayangi moves out. It is a norm. You have to free Bayangi after the period of 7 years. But generally, what happens is, in the period of 7 years, the family that has kept Bayangi becomes greedy, and it's not willing to let him go. So when they refuse to let the Bayangi go, the Bayangi starts the opposite thing. He starts damaging the family where it has been kept.
Oh my
And
God.
and see, in the earlier 7 years, he used to drain wealth from the surrounding areas, and the
Hmm.
surrounding families become poorer and poorer, and the family where Bayangi stays becomes rich and richer, and becomes super rich. And if one fails to free Bayangi after the period of 7 years, it is said that Bayangi starts avenging on that family. And there has been certain cases where Bayangi has destroyed the entire family, and he was and he had narrated that this phenomena through a story of a family of his native village where it had happened.
Hmm.
So that was an interesting thing that I came to know about while I was traveling, while I was in Konkan last month. So I thought
Oh,
let me share this to you.
quite interesting. Is it kind? It is a legend, by the way, like urban legend. But do you think it is like true? Like, what do you feel?
Well, see, the thing is that in the last, let me confess something, because in last 5 to 6 months, my experience has been to a considerable experience. I have come across some experiences which were obviously not, uh, which were not logical.
Yeah,
That were not
unexplainable.
natural,
Hmm.
unexplainable. So
Hmm.
these last 5 to 6 months especially have given me an idea that yes, there is something that is beyond our control, beyond our vision, and beyond our thinking. So there are
Hmm.
some energies, because
Hmm.
I have experienced some weird sense of things in the last 2 3 months, I guess. So I think that's what
Hmm.
has changed my perception.
Hmm.
Because see, let me tell you that there was a possibility that some of our neighbor had tried, because we thought initially that some of any a neighbor of us had done that occult thing on us, on our family.
Hmm.
But it when we contacted those a guy who is related to our family since 20 30 years, and he has been doing that, what we call that, uh, he's a very religious person, not a religious figure,
Hmm.
whom we whom we consult whenever we find some issue. But
Hmm.
he said that there's nothing of that sort, so that went away. But yes, last 2 3 months have brought enormous sense of discomfort to our family. So I think that's what made me quite,
Hmm.
what we say. I started believing on it,
Hmm. So would it
and I believe in
like
it.
would you be comfortable sharing what exactly happened? Hmm.
I mean,
Or
the last actually what had happened was uh, around October we moved into a new house, right? And
Aviral, just 1 minute. Okay.
sure,
I am also getting Swati Rao on online. She's the
sure,
co-host
sure.
of our live stream.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So then you can continue. Just give me
Yeah, sure.
uh, 5 seconds. Swati, I'm getting you in four, three, two, and one.
Hello, hi everyone. Hi Desmond, hi
Hi,
everyone.
Swati.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello,
Good
hello.
evening to everyone. And Swati, welcome once again. So Aviral just shared a story, and then now he's sharing something else as well, another experience. It's a personal experience. So yeah, Aviral, you can go ahead and you can share.
I was telling that just 5 6 months back, to be specific, in October, we moved into a new house, which was recently constructed. Just in June, its completion happened around June, and we moved
Hmm.
in around October. But ever since we have moved into this new property, there has been certain there has been we have got a feeling that someone is trying to put hurdles in our work. Someone has put his foot down to stop
Hmm.
the smooth functioning of our life. Because thereafter we have suffered some weird sense of losses. That losses didn't make any sense,
Financial
but it happened.
losses.
Financial loss, and it was enormous.
Oh.
It was a very considerable amount. So, and thereafter, I mean, there has been certain instances where we were under mental stress without any fair reason. I mean, we were
Hmm.
under stress due to those trivial things that didn't make sense. But despite that, that was clinging on into our mind, making us nervous, making us feeling uncomfortable. So there has
Hmm.
been weird sense of uncomfortness ever since last 2 3 months. So I think that's what has changed my thought, and I think I have become more spiritual, to be honest. In the last two
Hmm.
three months, I'm spending more time in meditation,
Hmm.
and
That's good, bro.
I have started visiting temple, which I did earlier. So I
Hmm.
think that's what the change that has come into my life in past 2 3 months, ever since we had a last conversation.
Yeah, yeah, I remember the last conversation. But now tell me one thing. Are you all still staying in this new property?
Yeah, we are staying because we have put a large amount of money in this.
Okay.
Because I think the last property we left was due to vastu problem that I had told you.
Hmm.
There was
Correct.
some vastu problem, so that's what was causing trouble. So the vastu problem was the reason why we dumped our last property and moved into this one. But I
So
think
this does not have anything related to Vastu, the new property.
no, vastu wise it's very decent. It's east facing house,
Hmm.
and it's see the generally in area where we stay, people
Hmm.
the land developers frac- uh, provide the lands that are rectangular in shape.
Hmm.
But gladly, the property we are staying in right now is a square shaped plot,
Hmm.
which is very
Nice.
rare.
Hmm.
It happens in five, 100 in one property. Matlab, very rarely you find
Hmm.
square piece of land. So I think
Hmm.
in that sense it's quite rare, and I think initially when we showed it to some of our, people who are into this spiritual part, who are very strong on the spiritual part, they gave it
Hmm.
okay and said there is no such issue with that. But I think there is something that I have sense, and I even contacted one of a paranormal investigators. I think you must know him. I will tell you in the uh, text whom I have
Hmm.
contacted, because
Hmm.
still in the process, so I won't be able to tell his name. I'm not revealing his name because still in the
Oh, it's still
process.
in the process, huh?
It's still in the
Oh,
process, and
wow.
it, so once it gets over, I will put the entire story on the record.
Oh, okay. But I hope that it's nothing serious, and that we all pray
Well,
and wish you all the best, and hopefully
well,
it
let's hope.
should you all should come out more positively. And yeah, that's
Yes,
all.
let's hope.
Just stay positive in terms of this. But
I will.
I have couple of questions, like this is a property. Did you guys try to find out like who was the previous owner, who owned that land or whatever, like, or
Well,
was there something else constructed before this, like the history
no,
of the property?
basically, earlier it used to be a agricultural land, and it
Hmm.
is a newly developed residential colony,
Hmm.
and it has been constructed just 5 6 years ago. This colony has been developed just around 2015 or 16. So I
Hmm.
think we are the first person who have purchased this piece of land. So before us there was no one, and
Yeah. But
so
see,
I
not
we have.
not to make you scared or not to put you in a in a wrong thinking, but since the theme is World War II, Okay, I was reading a couple of stories before coming, before coming live. So, for example, now the land where you guys are staying. Seriously, I don't want to, make you scared or something, but this is just my thought, and I'm just trying to share it with you. Maybe not now, maybe 50 years, maybe 100 years, or maybe 200 years before, something must have happened, because a lot of stories are there on the internet, and a lot of people have shared their stories as well, where they're staying in an apartment and they're feeling something uneasy, and eventually when they did research about that property, they came to know that it was maybe a war, and during war zone a lot of soldiers, they lose their lives, so they have to bury the soldiers there only. Some people die there, or there was a graveyard there. So maybe, since you have already
Might happen.
gone through the vastu, you have already called a priest, and you have already tried to find out, maybe I'm just giving a suggestion that you can
And
try to
I
find
mean,
out the history of the place.
I mean, just
Yeah.
I will let me add few things that I missed out in the
Hmm.
previous stint. The thing is that we moved on the day of Dashera, which
Hmm.
was which is a very auspicious day, and
Hmm.
to begin with something new. And strangely, that day, see, because my age is roughly 25 years old. I'm 25 years old, and I have never seen such a heavy rain on Dashera in
Hmm.
my entire life, and even my parents haven't seen that. But when
Hmm.
we moved in this year, I mean, there was a hell of a rainfall that happened
Hmm.
on the Shahra this year, which was quite unusual. Although it didn't struck at that time,
Hmm.
but when I look back, it find me quite strange because no one ever, neither my grandparents nor my parents, neither I, no one has ever witnessed such a uh,
Hmm.
weird thing on Dashera, because Dashera
Hmm.
is basically is when the monsoon goes away.
Hmm.
There's hardly any rain. The weather starts moving towards the winter. We start heading toward the winter, and it was
Hmm.
October first week. So
Hmm.
this was the weird thing that had happened. And one more thing that see, in Hinduism before construction, what we do is we perform a bhumi pujan,
Hmm.
and bhumi pujan is basically kind of a pinddan. We perform a pinddan to the souls who are staying there. So you know
Hmm.
what is pinddan? That is done for the salvation of the souls who have left us
Hmm.
long ago.
Hmm.
So there is a small, well, the Bhumi Pujan is performed in our, especially in our region, in the UP. We
Hmm.
perform a small Shraddh kind of thing for the to appease or to please the energies that are staying in that area. So even that
Right.
was done in 2021 before the construction began on this spot. But let's see
Hmm.
what it turns out because one has to stay here and we are adamant and we I mean we have nothing nowhere else to
Hmm.
go. The thing is that so we have no other
Hmm.
options is to fall back. So
Yes, but
so
do let us know once the paranormal investigator investigates and he comes to
yeah.
a conclusion. But all I can say is that I don't think so. Anything is any negative thing is there. All we can do
And
is
no,
wish you all the
and
best.
brother, one more thing that I missed out.
Hmm.
Although we were facing some sort of mental stress during this phase,
Hmm.
but nothing adverse had happened. Nothing adverse happened.
Hmm.
It looked like that
Okay.
someone is trying to scare us, but he doesn't want to
Hmm.
harm us. This was also
Oh.
feeling that came into my mind. He doesn't
Okay.
want to harm us. He's because the financial loss that we are counting was not a loss, but it's the amount that has got struck.
Hmm.
We may we
Okay.
may get or we may not get it. So
Hmm.
it's not that the is entirely gone. We may be able to recover it, but who knows what will happen? Well,
Yeah. Who knows? Anyways, Swati Rao is also, the co-host, and even she has her own podcast channel on
okay.
Spotify. So you can check
What's
her
the name of the podcast?
account, Desi Horror. So
Okay,
Swati,
Swati.
if you have anything to put your point of view in terms of Aviril's story, if you have anything to share or you want to ask him anything, then feel free to. I hope she's not going to sleep.
Yeah, so Viral, the name of my podcast is Desi Horror. You can find it on Spotify.
Yeah, sure. Just let me find it now because I'm
Sure, sure.
basically out
Uh,
of my mind. What Desi horror?
yes,
I
yes.
will send you the link, Aviril, on
Sure,
Insta.
sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure,
So,
sure.
based on the story you told me, it didn't seem like a horror story. Like, in the
Oh,
sense,
it's
it
not a
didn't
horror.
seem like, something evil or malevolent is there. It just seems like a case of, like what's the word? Like, there's a presence, but the presence is not a negative presence.
No, no, it
Mm.
hasn't harmed us. It's just
Mm.
trying to scare us. What I have felt.
Yeah, like a presence, but not a negative presence, a presence that wants to
Yeah,
show itself or let the
Mm.
so
residents
it's
of the house know that, okay, I exist, but not the malevolent or the evil type of a presence.
no, no, no,
Mm.
absolutely not. Because it hasn't harmed us in any way. Although
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was some issues, but nothing adverse has happened yet.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Because I have a friend in from India, from Bangalore, who had a similar experience where the presence again was just trying to show itself and not a evil or malevolent spirit. Because this was a rented house. They moved into a rented house. It was not their own house, and it was a pretty big house. It was like a duplex kind of a house, and they got it for a lower price, which was, I guess, what should have set them off in the first place. But then they thought, okay, it's a good deal and all of that. And it was a very large house for that price in that location. And they had some issues in that house in the sense that at night they could hear a lot of strange sounds coming from the terrace, not those typical stereotype sounds of anybody screaming or howling or any of that, but just a lot of unexplained sound from the terrace. And he also told me that he himself had personally felt like, there is something off about the house when he used to stay alone, like when his parents were not there and he was there when they went for a trip or whatever. He could feel a presence, like there is something, but I cannot put my finger on it. So it was that kind of a feeling, and the family started feeling like, okay, there is something up in this house. Nothing bad happened to them, nothing negative. It was just that whole eerie feeling of those sounds and the senses. And then they approached. I think they approached a local priest only because it was a Hindu family. And then the local priest came in and he tried to do a blessing, like a puja of the house. And then he did a puja and all of that, but he also advised them the same, that I don't think there is something evil in this place. But if you are not comfortable, you should leave. But I have blessed the house for now. So they found it difficult for them because they couldn't get the fact out of their mind that, okay, there is something. So they left. But my friend told me on a personal level he felt there was no need to leave as such. There was anyway nothing harming them. They could have stayed, but I guess his parents were very freaked out.
Hmm.
So something
Interesting.
similar, to
I
yours.
think
Yeah.
it sounds quite similar.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
that house also was similar in terms of Vastu. Like it was completely Vastu compliant. There was no issue with the Vastu, and even the site also, like what you mentioned, the
East
issue with
facing, yeah.
the square, triangle sites, all of those. That also there was not a problem. It was a regular square site. It was not a triangle or any of those odd shapes that were against Vastu. So there was no problem with the house with respect to Vastu. The only thing was this weird sense of presence in there.
Hmm. But yeah, let's hope that Avril nothing serious, and yeah, that's all we can say now.
Well, let's hope. Well, let's get down to our the topic of the day. Which is
Yes, World War Two ghost stories or World War
yes.
One. So what do you have? Since you said that it is,
Yes,
you are
yes, yes.
connected to this.
I mean, it's connected to me in a weird sense that well, when I was I must have been third or fourth grade. I
Hmm.
used to have a very weird kind of dream,
Hmm. Okay.
and the dream was that I'm lying on a beach
Mm-hmm.
and I can see uh, chaps running around me, and they are running around in haste, and they have donned khaki uniform with guns in their hand and bags on their back.
Oh.
So it gave a reflection that they might have been soldiers. And
Hmm.
this was the time, and that was the time I did not read anything about the Second World War. I was just a second or third grade student, and I didn't know anything about that. So I used to, the dream was that I used to find myself lying on a seashore with chaps
Hmm.
running around in the dress of a soldier. And whenever I used to get up, I couldn't. I feel that something
Oh.
has struck in my hand. I couldn't get up, and I could see a person run towards me, and he was trying to ask me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then the dream would end. So this was the dream that came very frequently for a year, I must say, for almost a year. And this dream I used to see this dream for 3 or 4 times a month. The frequency
My
was
God.
at that time. So that was the time. And interestingly, when I came to fifth or sixth grade, when
Hmm.
I got introduced to this phenomena called World War history, and I developed interest in history, I started reading about that. I started watching documentary. So, so in one of the documentaries, the site they were showing was
Hmm.
quite similar to what I used to see in my dreams. And
Oh my
interestingly,
God.
and interestingly, the place that I used to stay in my dream was
Hmm.
somewhat closer to Dunkirk,
Oh my
the
God.
Dunkirk,
Duncan.
that
Yeah.
the war, yeah, that
Hmm.
where the famous battle that happened between the Germans and the British Army. So this
Hmm.
was the interesting thing, which I feel. But ever since then, I haven't. This dream hasn't come yet again. So this was the interesting thing that led me into this entire thing. And while I was reading, I found one interesting thing. While I was talking about reading about the Second World War, there used to be a
Hmm.
German U-boat. What submarines Germans used to call the submarines U-boat. So
Hmm.
there used to be a haunted German U-boat during the First World War, I guess. So
Hmm.
what had happened that when that uh, U-boat was being inducted into the navy, an accident happened due to a torpedo blast, and
Hmm.
several sailors lost their lives in that unfortunate incident. But
Okay.
what what they did was that restored that submarine, and they again reintroduced uh, into the naval cavalcade. But when it was reintroduced, the sailors on the uh, U-boat started experiences weird experiences. They used to see a guy standing on the top
Hmm.
as if in the dress of a captain, and
Oh.
trying to see something from a binocular. And whenever a person used to go to check whether who is that person, he used to disappear.
Oh.
So and this happened. This kept happening for almost 5 to 6 years,
Hmm.
and that U-boat served during the entire First World War, and it was taken off the service only when an unfortunate incident happened, when the entire U-boat submarine got submerged due to a sudden blast, and no one knows how that blast happened. So that submarine got destroyed by a blast, and I think that must have happened around 1920, a year later, when the First World War ended.
Hmm.
So this was the thing I wanted to share. So please, if you have anything Unity, please, the stage is yours now.
The personal experience, what the dream, what you are getting is quite quite
Weird,
scary. Yeah, quite weird and
weird,
scary.
and
Do
and
you?
one more thing,
Yeah.
and one more thing. I don't know why, but I have a very strong infatuation with the Germany. I
Hmm.
have never been to Germany in my life,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I
Wow.
have a very strong sense of infatuation with Germany, the German history, the German people,
Hmm.
German cultures. In my free time, uh, I very often I watch German vlogs, the
So you
German
like
village
Hitler,
life, the German.
in short?
No, no, not Hitler. I like German culture, to be specific.
Hmm. Hmm.
the countryside culture. Because see,
Hmm.
the thing is that I mean, no, I don't know what it's. Even it's not me, but some of my colleagues had told me that some of your
Hmm.
working habits, your professional habits, resemble to Germans.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know what kind of thing is that. So I
Is
I'm
is
still
this a
not able.
story? Are you a person who was like reborn? Maybe you might be a soldier
Maybe,
or
maybe, and I think visiting that area, visiting Germany, is a part of my wish list,
no, you haven't.
and
Okay.
I haven't, and I want to do it desperately.
Hmm.
So this is the thing which is attached to Second World War, and ever since then, I have been reading consistently about the Second World War, that region, Germany, France, Russia.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but I have a very weird sense of infatuation towards that entire part of the history.
Oh my God. So I feel because I strongly believe in this reincarnation and past life and XYZ. I strongly believe in such kind of facts and stories, and I feel
Maybe,
you it might be a rebirth.
maybe who knows? Because there are certain things. There are certain things that because uh, my I mean, I have hardly spoken with any German person, and
Hmm.
apart from internet, I hardly had any exposure with the German person in my real life.
Hmm.
But somehow I don't know. My friends often tell me that you have got certain traits of
Hmm.
Germans, uh,
You never know.
but it's just related to my professional life. They're
Do
talking
you
about my
kind of
professional life.
understand the language?
A little bit, not much, but I have an
Hmm.
attraction to learn that. I have an attraction. See, there are certain things which happen quite natural to us, right?
Hmm.
It must have happened with you and even with the Swati. That something
Yeah.
must have come very natural to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think this is the thing that is quite natural to me, and trust me, I have watched more than 50 Second World War movies. I have read more
Hmm.
than dozen books. So I think Second World War is literally on my tips. I can say I am so much
Yeah.
engrossed into it.
Maybe I feel I don't know what Swati has to say. We would like to her point
But
of view as well.
Reincarnation is a little complex because there's so
Hmm.
many aspects to it. Because reincarnation could also be, um, like for example, sometimes you are so drawn to a personality that you start
Hmm.
believing that no, I could have been this personality in a past birth. Like it's a
Hmm.
psychological thing. There are multiple aspects. One is psychological, of course. You're so
Hmm.
obsessed with this person that you truly believe that okay,
Hmm.
I could have been this person.
Hmm.
And another aspect is where you are not obsessed with a person but you have memories of some culture or some person that you have no idea about, and at that time
Hmm.
it's possible, okay, this is really true, that you could have belonged to some other place at some other time. So
Hmm.
it's a complex subject. There are multiple angles to it.
I mean,
Yeah.
one more thing that when I used to be in school, my friends used to have strong inclination towards Harry Potter, Spider-Man, and all those
Hmm.
things. But strangely, I never had any interest in those
Hmm.
things. For some reason, I don't know
Hmm.
why. I never had any
Hmm.
interest. What I was doing was I was reading the book of Nostradamus prophecies, uh,
Hmm.
some autobiographies, Napoleon, and all that.
Hmm.
But somewhere it was interlinked to Germany. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know how. If I look
You
into
never
it,
know. I still strongly believe in reincarnation, and
even
I
I
have
do.
a very different perspective. Maybe if you go to Germany and then
Maybe
maybe
I
if
think.
something
I mean
you never know.
reincarnation. I mean reincarnation. Earlier, see the thing is that I was not a very religious person by nature. I have never
Hmm.
been.
Hmm.
But in the last 2 3 months, I have even read the Bhagavad Gita.
Hmm.
I have become more spiritual in the sense I have
Hmm.
started reading Bhagavad Gita, and in Bhagavad Gita it has been mentioned very clearly that uh, what we are living right now is just a phase.
Hmm.
A soul or energy can never be destroyed. What gets
Correct. Yeah.
destroyed is just a
It's
body
the human
or it's
body.
just a
Yeah.
cloth. It's a human body. A spirit or
Hmm.
energy cannot be destroyed. It just changes its form,
Correct.
and the journey is likely to continue. It's very likely to continue in some other form.
Hmm. Before
I mean,
bef- before we go ahead, there is Hani
yes,
Pasha in the chat.
yes.
So Hani Pasha is saying he is German. That Aviral is German. Aviral used to work for SS. He used to drink
No,
tea.
no. But there is a possibility I might have also been a communist because communist also existed at that point.
Yeah, you
I
never
might
know.
also been a communist man.
Hani Pasha is saying Guten Tag. Aviral, I think so. That's the way you greet in German. I guess so. Hani Pasha is saying Aviral was defeated by Joseph Stalin. Who is this? I'm not sure who is this.
No, he was the dictator of Russia. He was the
Okay.
dictator of Russia, and he
Hmm.
was ruling the Russia when the Russia went into the Second World War.
Hmm.
So basically, the Second World War was about Hitler versus Stalin. So that's what I think
Ah, okay.
that's what he's referring to.
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
will come to Germany.
I will
But
come
yeah,
to
sure.
Germany. We need more manpower. It's a beautiful country. Berlin winter is
No,
awesome. Hani
uh,
Pasha.
no. I often watch the vlogs that people
Hmm.
make when
Hmm.
while they were visiting the countryside of the German
Hmm.
German land. So I find it very relatable, and I feel like I keep on watching it.
Hmm.
And this
It
is
is
and
it is something interesting.
it
But you
is.
know what is most scary right now? Our co-host is very quiet. I don't know what happened to her.
I think
So
something
we
is
need to
cooking.
figure out.
I'm not.
Is
I'm just
and
observing
something interesting is about to come.
because Aviral is, clearly in the zone. So I'm listening to him, and also Aviral. It's a coincidence. I also live in Germany.
Oh
Oh my
no,
god.
oh man, where
Finished.
are you staying? Yeah.
Alas. Game
Oh,
over.
you're
It's
Germany.
it's a coincidence. Yeah,
Oh,
I also live in Germany, just like Hani Pasha. So when you were talking about all this,
oh.
I was like, oh my god.
I mean, I think I must now. I think the time has come for the
We
idea.
all should meet up in Germany now.
It feels like the
We should all
stars have
have.
aligned for you.
What a alchemist? What
Wow.
it was said? Maktub. It's written.
What a coincidence. Amazing.
Uh,
So, Aviral,
brother.
you have anything else related to World War II? Any ghost stories or
Well,
something?
these were the two things that came to my mind instantly. And you
Hmm.
please go on. And as soon as
Yeah.
something else pops up, I'll just jump in.
Yeah. But before you end the live stream, what am I saying?
No,
Before
no,
the end the live stream, before you exit the live stream, I have one
इतना
request.
भी जल्दी नहीं है. It's
हाँ.
like end the live stream.
So
no,
I
no.
have a
It's I think
request for
go.
Aviral. I have a request for
Yeah,
Aviral that if possible, okay, I'll give you my email ID. If you can record about this thing, about your dream and this, that, and all, I would like to make an episode about it because right now
yeah,
your
sure.
audio is fine, but there is a lot of background sound. So, the audio won't be clear.
I think
So
I
maybe,
no,
yeah,
yeah, sure,
if you can, if you're recording, put
sure.
your fan off or something, close all the doors, windows, and all.
No, no,
And
that's my air conditioner.
okay, yeah. So just record and just share this. I like to put this as a proper special episode. So it will be like a 4-5 minutes, so people can I can just share it if you're comfortable.
No, no, yeah, sure. I will. See, the thing is that right now my AC is running well, and so I don't know why my AC more often behaves like a cooler. Behaves like a cooler air conditioner. So the credit goes to my AC for spoiling the entire ambience.
No problem, no problem. But do send me, so I'll upload
Yeah,
that
yeah,
on my
sure.
channel as well.
I will, and I will do it with a very. I'll do it very properly without
Yeah, yeah. Even if you
that
want to
noises.
share it in Hindi, whichever language you're comfortable, you share it.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Anything, English, Hindi, anything.
I'll do that. That's okay. Yeah, please go ahead. Now I'll take a
Okay.
back seat for some time, and you please.
Yes.
before.
Yes. Swati also will have something to share, so we will discuss. So thank you, Avril, for joining in. And before you leave, all we can say is that all
Keep
the
dreaming.
best.
Keep dreaming of
And
these creepy things.
yes,
Yeah, thank you so much.
take care. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Oh, that was something crazy. Three experiences he shared, and out of that, the one which he shared his personal experience where he used to get dreams and all, because I'm very fascinated with rebirth and reincarnation, and there are a couple of stories which are from India as well, but there are still some questions which you can raise, which is not logical, but you never know what is the real truth. So how are you, Swati?
I'm good. I'm quite. I mean, the conversation after Aviral, I got thinking about dreams, and even I started thinking, what am I dreaming about? He's dreaming about all these things. What am I dreaming about? Nothing close to him for sure. I think his has to be analyzed. Like what you said, there are lots of stories from India where it's connected to dreams. So dreams can be interpreted and analyzed by people who claim to be dream analysts or dream readers or whatever the term is.
Hmm.
There's no proof as such that these people actually have the skill, but they
Hmm.
claim to have such a skill that they can help you understand your dreams.
But there are certain kind of people who do this past life regression or something,
Yes, correct. That's
because
part of a psychology thing. Yes.
yeah, because there back then, you can say at least 15-20 years on the Indian channel, I think so, one of the Star Plus or Sony or something, there used
Hmm.
to be a like a serial which used to come where they used to get different actors and some common people also, and then they used to do this past life therapy or session or whatever. So
It's
in that,
actually still there. You can still do it. There are
y-
psychiatrists who still offer it.
yes. So in that, there was this actor called as Shaker Suman.
Ah,
So
yeah.
he had gone, okay, and apparently he was a British officer who was burned or something because of some accident and all. And now in this life, Shaker Suman has a phobia of fire. So they say that, if you have any phobia or if you have any birthmark or something which is not normal, it's connected to your past life. This is, I was reading a bit about that, and I was thinking to create some episodes as well, but now I think so I should do that because Avril gave another reason to create another episode. So
Yeah, that would
do you
actually be quite interesting. What you
yeah.
suggested, the past life regression, that would be
Hmm.
quite interesting to do it on that. And plus, you will have enough evidence from existing research because there are people who are still offering it, who
Hmm.
are supposed to be trained psychiatrists who are offering it. And there are some people who do it just as a passion. So you have a lot of references that you can take.
Yes. Before we go ahead, Hani Pasha is feeling lonely, so let me read his messages. So he's saying, I will email you a few World War II horror stories. Yes, Hani Pasha, I have already put my email ID in the chat, so you can send it. But German history dates back to 2000 BC. Oh my god. Hani Pasha is saying, I will come to Germany when you get a chance. Even I can come, Hani, you can call me also. And here is the message. No one is asking me how am I doing. How are you, Hani Pasha? How are you? How is life? Hani Pasha is saying, hi Alex, where are you? We miss you, Alex. We miss Alex. But the thing is, he works and then it becomes difficult for him to wait after 12. And the problem for me is that whenever I decide to do the live stream, I'm always late. I'm always late to start the live stream. Either I'm starting 1 hour late or 1 hour early, but it's it's always difficult for me. But I'll try to start a little bit early, at least 11 o'clock or 10:30 India time, so people can join in, especially Alex. So yeah, Swati, what is your point of view before we go ahead with the theme? What is your point of view in terms of this past life regression? Do you kind of believe it, or you still feel that this can be questioned and this can be answered with the logical reasons?
It
What?
can be, according to me, answered logically, because of, I mean, there are two sides to it. I have read about cases because I was very fascinated by this, just like you.
Hmm.
So I've read a couple of cases where logically you could not have deciphered that. Like there is no way someone could have explained how this happened to this person. But that's a very small number of cases. It's like,
Hmm.
if there are, the world population is, I mean, if the country, India population is 1.5 billion, it's like literally some 10 cases you would have heard of, which is very, very, very rare. So that is why I
Hmm.
feel, okay, for such rare things, it doesn't make sense. But the vast majority can be explained logically, because it could mean how they were so obsessed with a particular culture or person that they came up with these fake memories that their brain created.
Hmm.
They're very influenced by certain things. So I
Hmm.
think most of it is logic, except for those rare, rare, rare cases that I've read about.
Yeah, but see the cases. I think so. We can have a nice debate in terms of this, and the thing is, whichever stories I have, read, and there are some documentaries as well. So, for example, I'll give you now Aviril itself. When he used to get the dreams, he never knew about World War One or World War Two. He was not introduced. Later on, he got introduced, and that is how he connected. So in this documentary is also what I've seen. So there are kids who are between 1 to 2 to 3 years max. They get dreams, and they can remember that dream. But then the minute they grow, then it starts to fade off. So in the documentary, they said that at least till the time you're born, or till the time you're 1 or 2 years old, you still have memories of your past life, which is normal for everyone. But then eventually, once you start growing, and then once you have new family, new face, new identity, everything, you kind of slowly, it starts fading off. This is also a fact. Now I don't know if it is true or not true, but this is what they were showing in the documentary. What do you feel about this?
That part may be true, because even the cases, that those 10 cases or the rare, rare ones I'm talking about, they happen to very small children. The ages were between 1
Hmm.
to 5 or 1 to 6, which is a very, very young age to know much in general. So that is the only time I feel like, okay, this could be genuine with these children, but
Hmm.
the vast majority, not really. And the
Hmm.
cases I saw also, one of it was, it seemed just inexplicable, the how it could have happened to this child, because this
Hmm.
child started having dream. I think you must have also seen this. It's a very popular case from
Hmm.
India. I think it was from some part of North India, where
Hmm.
there was this child. He was a boy, and when he was, I think, 2 3 years old itself, he kept telling his parents that, my mother is so and so, which was not
Hmm.
his.
Hmm.
And then he
Correct.
kept repeating this, and then finally he started coming up with these memories that the parents were like, how could you even know this? Because he was very young,
Hmm.
like 4 or 5 years old, but he was
Hmm.
coming up with very detailed memories, that this is how my mother looked, this is how I looked, and this is how I died. Basically, this child drowned, I think, and he also
Hmm.
explained that he drowned and how this happened. So they were like, he cannot be making this up, though all his relatives believed that he was just an imaginative child. And then
Hmm.
finally, I think when he was 6 or 7, he actually led them to the town that he was supposed to have been born in his previous life. Just that he didn't
Ooh.
know the house. He just knew, okay, this is my town. And then the parents inquired for, based on the lady's name that he had given, the mother and father's name. And because it was, of course, a small town or a village, they guided the family to that particular house. And he immediately recognized the mom, and he hugged her and all of that. And he told the parents that this is how I died in my past birth, and I've reborn, and now I'm in the other town with these people as my parents.
Hmm.
And the couple of researchers tried to analyze like how this child could have known, and they tried to get into, okay, maybe the parents put all this in the child's head to gain attention, like media attention, and gain some money out of it.
Hmm.
But the parents were not asking for anything, like they were not asking the channels to pay them money, or neither were they looking for fame. So they were not
Hmm.
really sure, like, okay, what could it be? And even the researchers, when they left it as okay, reason unknown, like how this child could have known.
Quite, yeah, quite. I think so. I have seen this video also, but there was, I don't know, if you remember, there was this series which Irfan Khan used to do.
Mano ya na mano.
Yeah, Mano ya na Mano, in which there was one story where this guy's he was, I think so, in his early 20s or late 30s. I'm not sure exactly. He still remember, and like, he was reborn in the same village or something, and he still remembers his past life everything. In like, he was killed or something by the villagers or something. I can't recollect, but I remember seeing that episode. And like, so what they used to do is, first they used to enact the whole scene with some actors and all, and then towards the end they used to show the real characters and all. So towards the end, when the real character came on camera, he was telling that, this is my like previous like past life parents, and this is this life parents, this, that, and all, and he remembers everything. So yeah, maybe like out of 100 there might be one genuine case where people remember, but there are some cases where people tend to fade off the memory which they used to only dream of. Like in US, there is one guy where he became very famous. They wrote a book and this, that, and all. He got a lot of fame. Where till the age of 2 or 3, he used to get dreams about he was the an navy officer or something, and he fought the war and XYZ, and he should take the other officer's name, and then when they verified that there was actually a officer who was there, you can say 10 years, 20 years before he was born, and XYZ. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can talk in detail about this in our next live stream. We got a interesting topic to talk about, so we can do that in our next live stream. So for tonight, what do you have in terms of World War II ghost stories or World War I ghost stories? What do you have?
So, moving on from past life regression, since we have put that for the next episode, for today, World War II ghost stories, my story is connected to World War II. Also, I'm in Germany, so of course, I'm going to pick a German World War story. So, that is mine. But who wants to go first?
I have a very short story, a very small story. I can go towards the end. So you can start.
I hope this doesn't trigger any memories for our guest who came just now and went by, because he has dreams and all of that. And now this story, I hope, does not trigger any new memories for him.
Yes, I hope so. All the best, Avril, and all the best to everyone.
So, can I go ahead?
Yes, yes, yes. Before you go ahead, Hani Pasha is saying, forget about the past life. This life is tough. Yeah, bro. That is life.
That's an interesting perspective, though.
Yeah. Hani Pasha is always the best. But the saddest part is he does not join. Now I started to doubt that is he real or is he a ghost?
Or is he Chat GPT? You know, Chat
I
GPT
don't know.
is
Yeah.
a generated person.
Yeah. Because every live stream he says that I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, but he does not join the live stream. I hope he's not high tonight as well, because normally he does. So, anyways, you can start with with what am I saying today? You can start with your story.
Sure. Okay. So, people on the live stream and Desmond, this story is centered in Germany in World War II. So, the story is about a place in Germany called, I mean, the place in Germany is called Schweinfurt. It still exists. You can actually still visit Schweinfurt. And this happened in 1936, where this particular no, it's not a building, what do you call it, it was basically a field which they selected, and USA decided to make their base in that field in Germany. So they selected the Schweinfurt region and they built their base in Germany. And the name of this base was Conn Barracks, CONN Barracks. And of course, this was funded by the US because it was a USA base. So Conn Barracks was built in 1936 and it took 1 year to build. And as the war progressed, it was heavily bombed and, of course, destroyed eventually. So this was the history of this place called Conn Barracks. So because Conn Barracks is important from a war point of view, because of course USA was a big part of the war, and this place was completely bombed and ruined later. That is a separate part of it. That is completely historical and war related. Since today we're focusing on what could have come out of this war from a supernatural point of view, we are going to find out the ghost of Corn Barracks.
Hmm.
So I'm going to read a couple of paras which I picked from different articles connected to Corn Barracks because it would make more sense if I read from these articles than rather explain it. Okay. Now, in these barracks, one of the most freakiest type of barracks that were used was used as a Nazi psych ward during the World War II because the Korn barracks was just outside of the city limits of Schweinfurt. During the war, it was a bomber base mainly, but there was a part of the barracks that was used for a hospital or a psych ward. Although of course that was not the main thing for for the barracks, it made sense that you need to have a hospital in this place during the war. After the war, the Americans took control and renamed the whole place Schweinfurt Air Base, which Korn Barracks is a part of. Like many former Nazi camps, barracks, and other military places, it was in the hands of the American military and it was used until 2014 when most American forces pulled out of Germany. At this peak Schweinfurt Air Base, which housed around 11,000 people, soldiers, as well as their families.
Hmm.
Now we come to the supernatural part of Korn Barracks. When Corn Barracks was used as a living quarters by the Americans, they occupied the space above a former drainage room where the Nazis stored their bodies before embalming them.
Ooh.
This is where the paranormal reports about Corn Barracks come from. Two American soldiers on two separate occasions in the same room in the middle of the night. They awoke from their sleep and saw a Nazi soldier together with a nurse covered in blood standing by their beds. The soldiers were unable to move at all as the visitations from the ghosts paralyzed them. The Nazi soldier kept saying something to the nurse in German as if he was giving orders. The nurse leaned over the bed with a sad face and choked the soldier until they vanished. The American soldiers were traumatized after this and spread the news to everybody in the barracks. But it is not only the bloody nurse and the Nazi soldiers that have been whispered about in Corn Barracks. Another ghost that haunts the old barracks is that of a young woman carrying a fetus as she floats down the hallways. Either this woman could have
Oh,
been killed and her body stored there, or maybe she just died during the war. Who and what happened there will always remain a mystery.
shit.
So,
My
guys,
God.
whoever's interested can still visit Corn Barracks today and get scared if you want to spend the night.
Is it? So it's like a tourist spot or something right now? Or
No, no,
like
it's
what?
not exactly a tourist spot. The US base has vacated from there, so it's no more a. It's not a army base anymore. It is still a protected area, but you
Hmm.
can visit the outside part of it and see the place.
Hmm. Quite creepy. But since the theme is World War, I feel anything related to war, the aftermath is so dangerous, and it there will be stories related to paranormal, because people have lost so much of life during war, and it's not their time to die, and still they have lost their life. So
Yeah, yeah. And also, it's a place of so much trauma. So, if you look at
hmm,
the Corn Barracks history,
hmm,
there was nothing positive in this place. Of it started as a US Army base, but then
hmm,
after that, it got completely bombed, which means
hmm,
so many US soldiers themselves would have died. And then in between all of this, it was a part of the barrack was a hospital for the wounded soldiers and also a psych ward, which
hmm,
means so much trauma would have happened there. Some people would have not got treatment and just died waiting for treatment. Some people could have got treated but still died. And if it's a psych ward, you can imagine the mental health of people.
hmm.
I'm not surprised that people who have been stationed here, the soldiers who have been stationed here, they saw something so extreme, which is, a soldier and a nurse or the woman carrying a baby. It's a place of so much trauma. So I'm not surprised that the spirits still exist and they're not free.
Yeah, and the scary part is that they will still be suffering, and they'll still be haunting that place for many many years, for many generations. You never know. And
Yeah.
but the only exciting, you can't say exciting, exciting for us is that, yeah, now we are getting to sit and talk about such creepy stories related to the war. But back then, it really might be a trauma and a disaster for the whole world. So you
Hmm.
feel bad, but if I put my evil side, I'll obviously enjoy this kind of story. Sorry if I'm kind of evil right now, but it gives me satisfaction when I listen to such stories, to be honest.
I mean, I'm
Very.
not surprised though. Like, I would totally believe such a story because of the
Hmm.
history of this place. Like, if I was
Yeah.
allowed to be stationed here for one night and be like, okay, go experience it, I will not be surprised at all if I see something creepy.
Hmm. Yeah. that is that is yeah, that is creepy. Yeah. I don't want to say anything more because we're online, so might hurt someone's feelings. Ani Pasha, Swati, they are from Germany, so just need to be careful.
Yeah, yeah. Also, there's something that I've read about where
Hmm.
places of trauma like this, like a army base, or let's say that um, a church that got damaged because some other uh, religious community damaged it, or a temple that got damaged, or whatever. Like a
Hmm.
place of where anger has been unleashed. Like these
Hmm.
kind of places, they carry spirits because
Hmm.
the people who died in this place or innocent people died basically, right, or for no fault of their own,
Hmm.
they some of them, their souls have not been able to escape into the afterlife, and hence they are still there.
Yeah, that is quite creepy. Anyways, moving on, I have something. So before starting the live stream, I was just researching about couple of things, and I researched something which is, it's called as USS Hornet, and there is an article also about that. So I've already shared the image on the screen. I hope you guys can see that. Swati, you can see it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
No, you're on mute now.
okay, yes. Now can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Think
So the
so. You
story
have,
is about USS Hornet, or it's connected to USS Hornet?
no, it's about USS Hornet. I'm reading from a website called as armytimes.com.
Okay.
Okay. And it says that the USS Hornet and her crew served in World War II and the Vietnam War, achieving numerous awards for service and operations. She was also the prime recovery ship for the Apollo 11 and 12 missions. During her active years, about 300 crew members died from accidents and suicides. Visitors to the ship the it's located right now in San Francisco, reports hearing of voices and witness soldiers when the tourist visits this place. And they also say that electronic equipment is also known to go haywire on board. Now the host of ghost tours, the USS Hornet, holds the title of the most haunted ship in America. So this is one of the articles which I found about this ship. Do you have any more information about this by any chance?
This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Oh wow. Okay. Thank God. I thought I was that slow because even when I was reading, I thought, okay, I found something new. So yeah.
It,
Chalo.
of course, in school, I would have known about all of this because we had our 10th standard had a huge part, the history part of our 10th standard subject had a
Hmm.
huge part of, I mean, World War One and Two were a big part of history. And I think everybody knows in 10th standard how important it is in India for the grades. So this
Hmm.
was definitely something I'd have known in school, but after that, definitely not.
Yeah, but the scariest part for me is that whatever I learned in school, I forgot. So
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure I knew this in school, but I cannot. And also, if you notice these movies, the World War II movies that I watched, they
hmm.
don't have a lot of focus on these aspects. They completely focus on the emotional aspects. Like, for example, the suffering of the Jews, how many people, how many
Hmm.
innocent people died, or what was happening. Even the Germans, a lot of them suffered. They focus on
Hmm.
a lot of emotional aspects. I don't recall any of these movies talking about a
Hmm.
specific ship or any of those vessels.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even the
But I
recent movie, All Quiet on the Western Frontier or Western Front, it
hmm.
won a couple of Oscars. Even that is a World War II movie. That is also completely based on just the violent aspects like fighting and the emotion
Hmm.
involved and everything. Nothing in particular is about a ship. The only movie that I remember specifically about a ship is Pearl Harbor.
Hmm. Yeah, that this is there is another ship also which I'll talk about. But in this article, there is a line which says this: during her active years, about 300 crew members died from accidents and suicides. So I don't know. I feel this line can be converted into a movie where they can just focus in and around this ship and what happened during the World War and how people died. But the creepiest part is suicides because I remember I was watching some documentary related to World War II, and it's been a long time. I have not touched on this topic. So I remember that they said that a lot of people have had committed suicide as well because of the things what was going around them. And obviously as a human, if you see so much of death and so much of violence and the war is never ending xyz, a lot of people must have committed suicide as well. So I still feel this can be a very interesting topic uh, for a movie just focusing on this aspect. What do you feel?
Any reason regarding the suicide though? Was it because of the bad conditions or depression or what was the reason?
Yeah, obviously because see, like for example, now if we are a team, we are an army officer team and this that and all, and everyone is dying one by one, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if at home people are safe, xyz, so many other things a mind can play. And see, army officers also, no matter how well they're trained, but even they fall weak when it comes to mind. Even they might be having mental issues. So in terms of that, committing suicide, this that and all, you never know. It can be a good topic. At least I will be interested to watch as per that perspective, because if whatever movies are come, it's about the war and this and that, whatever happens, this that and all. But in a war, focusing on one topic can be interesting. That's what I feel. That is what I feel.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It would be nice. And also, the lives of the people who are on the ship, like what you said, focus on this one thing and we will know
Yeah.
how these people lived on the ship, what happened that they took such an extreme measure.
Hmm. Yes. Then the next ship, which is there in this article, let me share it. USS Arizona. Okay. This is also a ship. Let me open the article. Just give me a minute. Where it went? Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So it says in this article, next on our list is another haunted World War II era Navy ship, the USS Arizona. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, the Arizona became a massive tomb for the 1102 to be precise. She serves as an underwater graveyard. However, many believe that the dead did not go in peace and still haunts the area. Today, officers blame a ghost called Charlie for many of the eerie happening near the USS Arizona. The famous witness is reportedly harmless, and it also says that one of the sailors who abandoned his post during the bombing was witnessed after that for a couple of days. So yeah, this is also an history. Did you know about this by any chance? Or you also forgot what we learned in school?
No, I mean very little bit. I mean, very sorry, little bits of it, but not really the whole thing.
Yeah. So I feel most of the ships, which was used can be haunted, you never know. That is the two things which I found. There are a couple of other things, but I did not find it very interesting. I found this interesting. So we have learned something new today. My teacher used to say that.
Well, we've learned that we need to find out more about haunted ships. That could be a good episode content.
Yeah, we can in detail talk about this and make a proper episode as well. So that is why I like live streams, because these ideas keep coming up. Haunted ships now, past life regression. So live streams are always a free flow conversation where we just, talk anything related to paranormal, and somehow you get a topic, and that is how it's happening. That is how even I get a lot of my ideas, my episodes. And this also, in our last live streams, we had asked you guys that what can be the next topic, and you guys only told us that World War II should be the next topic. So feel free to let us know what can be our next live stream topic. Should we have past life regression, or should we have another topic? Anyways, we will have past life regressions as a topic for our live stream. But if you guys can suggest anything else, then feel free to comment. And Swati, do you have anything else to share? Because it's already 1 hour 20 minutes, so we can wrap it up. If you have, then we can continue.
No, I think we can do this for next time. Next time we will either do past life regression or haunted ships, since today
Hmm.
we covered a bit of World War II history. And I see
Yeah,
Divyani has just joined us.
yes, Divyani has just joined us. Hi, Divyani. I hope you're doing fine. Sorry. Yes. So now, before we end the live stream, so first of all, do like the stream, share this episode to your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, Swati has her own podcast on Spotify. It's called as Desi Horror. I will put the link in the comments once it's over, once the live stream is done. But now, before we end, I have a story which is Oman's horror story. Everyone knows that I am currently in Oman, and The other day, so currently right now there is Ramadan going on. Okay, it's a festival where people fast. So after certain hours, like after 1 o'clock or after 2 o'clock, there is no one in office. Only the non-Muslims are in office. So we were having lunch and we were just chilling and we were just talking. So I was talking to one of my colleagues. Okay, and she told me a story, but she told me not to share that on my live stream. So what am I going to do is I'm just going to change the whole uh, characters and everything XYZ, so it's safe enough that actual person's identity will not be revealed. So the story is, so I'll break down the story. Okay, so the first part is the character introduction. So basically there are two main characters. So let's name the character. uh, okay, that is husband and wife. So the husband's name is Larry and the wife name is Divyani. Okay, these are the two main characters, and now they are based in Oman. So in Oman, the culture is that during the weekends, people go out for camping, they go for barbecue, they go towards the beach and they chill, they go for fishing. So this is the culture here. So during weekends, a lot of people will chill this way rather than going to a club or going to a bar or XYZ. So now Larry and Divyani has a couple. They went out with more couples for a fun weekend where there was fishing, barbecue, chilling at the beach, everything. So it was a long weekend. So they decided that they'll go around 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and next day they will come back. So they had plans to camp everything. So now in Oman there are different spots where you can do camping and fishing and XYZ. So they decided to go towards the hilltop area, so where no one is there, and from there you'll able to see the beach, and it's a very nice view and it's very calm, and it gets very cold towards November December time. So this was around that time where they decided to go for a long weekend camping. So now it's 7:30 they reached. They have set everything up. So now it takes a lot of time to set things up as well. So at least half an hour, 1 hour, max 2 hours it took to put the tents and to burn the fire, XYZ, and all the families were there sitting, chilling, XYZ. So now Larry and Divyani, because of their religion, they don't drink. But the rest of them, they were consuming alcohol. People were eating, people were talking, XYZ, this, that, and all. So suddenly one of the group members, they cracked a joke, and then everyone started laughing, ha ha, he who, whatever. But Divyani did not stop laughing. She kept on laughing, she kept on laughing. It's been a minute, it's been 2 minutes, and now everyone is wondering that the joke was not that funny that you have to laugh for so long. So they found it strange, and Larry told Divyani, it's okay, you can stop laughing right now, it's not that funny. But the creepiest part is that she could not stop laughing. She kept on laughing and laughing and laughing, and eventually after 5-10 minutes you could see tears coming out. She was trying to stop laughing, but she could not. And a normal laugh, when it got converted into a creepy laugh where she, it sounded like she was crying and laughing at the same time. So it started sounding very creepy and people felt very weird. So they understood that something is wrong with her. Okay, and in this country, uh, a lot of people do believe in paranormal and do believe in the evil side as well. So they decided that let's wrap everything up and let's go back. Now the thing is, as I told you, they were somewhere on the hilltop. Okay, so it took at least 20-25 minutes to wrap everything up. So meanwhile they were trying to put Divyani in the car, but Divyani, she's not ready. She's saying, she was trying to do something where she was not allowing herself to go in the car, but somehow they pushed her in the car and they made her sit. They put all the stuff inside, and now from the hilltop they are going down. keep on going down. The minute they reach the main road area, the minute they reach the city area, she's she's asking like, why did we leave, what happened, this, that, and all, and she does not have any memory of what happened. So now it was quite late, so they decided that it's okay, they will anyways go home, and then they fell off to sleep, and everything was fine. So next morning, Divyani is asking Larry what happened, like why did we leave? Because Larry did not finish the conversation. He told Larry, I mean, Larry told Divyani, I will tell you tomorrow. So Divyani wanted to know because they had planned this a couple of weeks before, and everyone was excited, and all had decided that they'll stay overnight. They had put their tents XYZ. So why did they leave? Then Larry told Divyani that this is the incident what happened. So Divyani is saying, I don't remember anything. I seriously don't remember anything. So then they tried to find out that did Divyani sip on anyone else's drink, because the rest of them were drinking and she was just drinking like some orange juice or Sprite or something. So that also did not happen. Then that same evening, okay, again Divyani started laughing for no reason. She was sitting in her room and she started laughing, laughing, laughing. And then Larry noticed that again, she's crying and she just can't stop. So now what they what they decided that they'll take her to the hospital, because they were themselves confused like what to do. They took her to the hospital. There was no problems, but they did give her like a sleeping medicine or something so she can sleep. The doctor said maybe she's stressed on something XYZ. To come to a conclusion, there was no solution, medically. There was no proper solution, and every time she used to get this attack in a day, at least 4 to 5 hours, she used to laugh and laugh and laugh for no reason. Now cut to Larry has spoken to his family from India and told that this is the situation and XYZ. So Larry's family said, get her to India, and now they are from Hyderabad. So this is a Hyderabad couple. They reached to Hyderabad, and I'm not going to take the religion name. I'm just going to tell you in general that they go to a priest. Now the priest is having one-on-one session with Divyani where he's trying to find out what's happening. So after a couple of sessions, uh, the priest starts speaking to Larry. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I got a notification. Anyways, so the priest starts speaking to Larry, and he asks Larry, like couple of weeks before, did you all go to this particular place? He took the place's name as well. Did you go to this place name? Did you go to this place? So he said yes. How did you know? XYZ, this, that, and all. So what exactly happened? So this is the scary part right now. So what exactly happened is, when Divyani and Larry had gone for camping, there was a cat which came towards them, and she was doing meow, meow, meow. She was doing so. Normally, if you see a cat, you'll just try to shoo her away. Like, go from here, go from here. So she kept coming and she kept doing meow, meow, and she was only looking at Divyani and doing that, which no one realized that time. But when the priest told them, then they connected the dots. So to shoo her away, they were doing some barbecues or whatever, the chicken piece or something. They just threw it and they just shooed her away. So after that, the cat did not come. So now Larry asked the priest, like, why does the cat has to come in the story? What does like is there any connection related to that? Now what I'm saying, it's for everyone to understand that maybe you can learn something from this story. I'm not sure how 100 it's true or not true. I'm not sure it's 100% true, but I kind of believe, because I've been living in this country from almost 8 to 9 years, so I understand the seriousness. So basically, when the cat came, she was not hungry. The cat was trying to warn Divyani that right behind you there is a jinn. So they say that before humans, animals can sense danger. If there's an earthquake coming, if there is a tsunami coming, or something, is there any danger, then it's the animal who senses first. So the cat had come to warn Divyani, and the cat was trying to say that, be careful. But obviously, we are humans, we're not able to understand the language of an animal, especially cats. So this is how the story was. So basically, there was a jinn, and where they went also, it was like a lonely area. It was not like a city area. It was towards the outskirts of the city. So they say that a jinn had attacked Divyani. Now the question is, there were many people. Why Divyani? So the priest told that she was an easy target. That is why, uh, you know, the jinn could attack her. This is one thing. Now the second thing is, there is a second part of the story where the priest spoke to Divyani, XYZ, everything is fine. The priest said, okay, we have removed the jinn out, everything is done. Now they're back to Oman. It's been it's been 6 months to 1 year that nothing has happened. There is no episode that she's laughing, this, that, and all. Now again, there is winter where people start going for camping and barbecue, this, that, and also again their friends have decided that we will go, but they have decided that they'll go somewhere close by, not very far off, not towards the outskirts of the city. Now, when they were sitting and they were chit chatting and when they were talking, it was dinner time. So everyone served dinner and they were sitting and eating. Now suddenly, out of nowhere, Divyani tells Larry, give me some more food in the plate, because they are asking for food. So Larry asked, who they? There, people are standing there and they're saying, I'm hungry. And with me there are many other people, so me and my family are hungry, so give me food. So when Larry looked where she was pointing, no one was there. There was absolutely no one. So immediately Larry came to know that something is wrong. So he did not tell his friends. He just made an excuse and he said, Divyani, let's go. That time, Divyani's, nature only changed in the sense she got more aggressive. She said, no, why? They are asking for food. I want to give them food. Please. This, that. And she became very aggressive, and, her voice and her behavior started changing. Somehow, Larry caught Divyani and put her in the car and pushed her and started driving. And the minute, you can just say 2 to 3 minutes, they left from the place, and Divyani came back to her senses and she started saying, uh, like, why did we leave? What happened? I don't remember anything, this, that. And also, Larry realized this is a relapse, or this is the next episode or whatever. And she has started to, do things like that only. Again, they have gone to the priest in India. So now the priest has told. So I'm making it short. I'm coming to the end of the story. So the priest has told that because the jinn had attacked Divyani a year back, now Divyani has got a special power. You can call it a curse or a blessing. We don't know. But she has got a power where she can communicate with the other world, with the other entities, the demons, the jinns, whatever you can call. She can interact with them. To date, Divyani is still having a normal life, but once in a while, there is an episode where she zones out She gets very aggressive towards her husband, and she says, they're standing there, they want to speak to you, they're standing behind you, who's that? So this is something very creepy. And with that incident, when she got haunted or she got possessed by the jinn, she has got a curse or she has got a blessing. I don't know, but till she dies, she has to live with that. But the most scariest part is that, see, if you can see the other world, or if you can see the jinns, if you can see the demons, it's kind of okay. But the minute they realize that you can see them, they will not stop you. They will not stop themselves. I'm sorry, they will not stop themselves. They will always try to gain your attention. They'll always try to speak to you. They'll always try to haunt you. So Divyani right now is daggling between a normal life and the curse or blessing what she has got. So yeah, that was the story which you can say 2 or 3 days before I heard from my colleague.
Wow, that's creepy.
Yeah, it is like I was. It was in the afternoon when she told me the story, and I was shivering and got goosebumps in the afternoon. Just imagine.
And what happened to the lady Divyani finally? Like, what is
She's
her
still
current
there. She's still there, but that is what we don't know if it is a blessing or a curse. But
But have they got her tested for, let's say, schizophrenia or other mental health issues?
I'm not sure. But what my colleague said that right now she has that thing where she can, like, whenever they go out and all, sometimes she will say that that person is calling where there is no one. So but they have initially they had gone to the doctor and this that and all. That was initially when she was only laughing and this that and all. But then the doctor said that there's no problem, this that and all. But when they took the religious help and religious point of view, the priest has confirmed that she can see jinns, like she has got that energy or she has got the power.
Right, okay, okay.
So never know.
Yeah, but I'm just curious as to how come they didn't get her tested for everything before making that, coming to that conclusion.
They must have. But and I asked my colleague also, can I go and speak to them, this that and all. She said that she'll kill me even if I know the story. Like, they are not allowed to share the story to anyone. That is why I changed the characters, they change the religion, change a lot of few things. So it's not, so that I don't get copyright issues. Simple things. So I think so. Yeah, we are come towards the end of the live stream. Doctor on Wheels is saying, "Hey Desmond, are you playing any violin background music?" Yes, I am playing. I am playing. Yes. Divyani saying debatable story. Hey, I agree to Swati. Yeah, you never know. It might be some mental issue also. You never know. But the thing is, forget everything in this story. There is one thing which I strongly believe is that the animal could sense something, and the animal or the cat had tried to warn her. But obviously, we are humans. We are not able to understand that. But at least in this country, I can be aware of, because related to this only, there is another short story which I know. So there is a guy who was working here. Now he has left, you can say a month or 2 months. He worked almost for 10-15 years here. He has collected his money and he's gone back now, so he's relaxing now in India. So he had his office colleagues, and most of his office colleagues where he used to work were Omanis. Okay, the locals. So now the locals, they know a lot of inside places where you can go for camping, barbecue, and this that and all. We as expats will know only what is there on Google or something, but the locals will know exactly. So they had gone for camping, barbecue, this that and all. And a lot of the locals, not a lot, most of the locals, they have one religion, which is Islam. and he was the only guy who was not Muslim. They were standing, talking this, that, and all, and suddenly, out of nowhere, one guy, he kind of fell down, and when you get fits, you start shaking, and you start
Yeah, yeah.
biting your this, that, and all. So he's saying it was fits, but what happened is now he does not know what's happening. So the rest of the guys, they surrounded him, and there are some people who wear stones and all different stones. I think so. Last live stream only we were talking about stones, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
gemstones.
gemstones. So they were wearing all this different kind of stones. So they removed all their rings and they put in his fingers. Okay, and they started saying prayers loudly in Arabic. So for him, it was very scary. And when that process was happening, so now sometime in the interiors, you'll find donkeys as well, donkeys and goats and this. So donkeys were crying. So now I don't know, it was a coincidence or it was something where, like, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, like like a jinn caught him or something. You never know. So uh, when that process was happening, one guy told him, "You go and sit in the car." He was shit scared. He just sat in the car. He waited there for almost 2 hours without even going out. They did something, this, that, and all, and then one guy dropped him back to his house, which was taking like 45 minutes, 1 hour back. And he did not have the courage also to ask what happened. He was
Mm.
just shivering himself. But next day, obviously, when they went to office or whenever, he questioned, like, is that guy okay? So the other guy only told him, yes, he's fine, but do not ask us what happened that day, like that night or that evening. We can't tell or we can't disclose. I don't know. So I don't know if it was fits or what, or I don't know. But he's saying that it's like a half story, but I was shit scared because everything happened at the same time. He fell down, he started getting fits. All of them circled around him, started saying prayers, put that gemstones on him, and the donkey started crying. So it was like a
Yeah,
coincidence or what?
coincidence that so many weird things happened at once.
Yeah, yeah. So like he just creeped out.
Yeah. I would have definitely gotten very scared if I was here at that point of time because so many bad omens at once just freaks you out.
Hmm. Divyani is saying, Des, share the story of our building, the story of Spicer College. I did share it last time. Divyani, do not type and waste my time. Come and share the story. I don't have time here. Divyani saying his friend fell in love with Jin Wala story. Divyani, aja, aja. Time hai to aja and share the story. So big messages this Divyani has time to even type so much message. Divyani, instead of that, just come and share the story. So Divyani, let us know if you're coming. You don't need to say anything. You just need to say okay. So we will know that you're coming in. If you're not coming in, then we shall end the live stream.
But both these stories were definitely creepy. They
Yeah,
give
yeah.
you that creepy feeling because one is so many bad omens at once, like donkeys
Hmm.
crying, and like you said,
Hmm.
fits and all of that happening. It could have just been a health issue, you never know, like an
Hmm.
epileptic fit, and it was a coincidence that the other things happened.
Hmm.
But it is scary as a person like witnessing this, and even the other one where the woman is actually affected by a jinn.
Hmm.
uh, I think the creepy part of that story was when she was laughing and crying at the same time, uncontrollably, and people are watching. Because that
Hmm.
is just horror movie material. You have somebody
Yeah.
like uncontrollably laughing. That's definitely horror movie material. But that again, that also could be a case where maybe she has schizophrenia and she has to be diagnosed, or she has some other mental health problem, and they have connected it to a jinn. So you never know. But if it's not that, then it's very scary to think about how she has this ability that she can communicate with the jinn.
And they say that after that incident, she has got that. But the thing is, like, see, like some people, they know that they have that ability and they can deal with it, like they're strong enough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she can't handle that. She goes in a different parallel world only, where she's like, she does not remember anything after she, she comes back. She'll every time say, Hurry, someone is standing behind you, give them food or this, that, and all. You're walking in the mall, you're walking on the road and all. Suddenly she'll greet someone where there is no one. Like when you're sitting anywhere, this is what my colleague was telling me, that it's kind of creepy. But now, like it's kind of used to it. Like the whole family is kind of used to it, but they prefer not to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Because also it's something they cannot explain, so they'd rather just keep it hushed.
Yeah,
But it
but
must be so creepy for the husband and the rest of the family, because you don't have these abilities and you're watching this person who lives with you, who's so close to you, do this. I would be so freaked out.
hmm,
Like,
quite.
imagine your wife starts talking to random, sorry, what, talking to darkness. There's nothing in the darkness and she's like talking. You would definitely be very scared.
Baba re, I'm getting scared now only. Divyani, you're coming or not coming? Where are you? Divyani is saying, the previous society I stayed, there was a woman who would get some spirit in her during Moram while she would do the chest beating. It was terrible. I have seen it and would be too loud like ghosts. Okay, finally Divyani's come. Instead of typing, she could have just joined in. Huh? Chalo. Divyani, I'm getting you in 3, 2, and 1.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello,
How are
hello.
you?
Please enlighten
Hi
us.
Swati. Hi Desmond.
Hi.
Yes. So, but you told that you shared the story last week. Did you share it?
This is that the Mumbai wala
No, Re.
story, right? The lawyer wala.
No, not that story. The story of our brother-in-law. I'll not take his name.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean he had shared it.
आपके
This
पूरे
story of
खानदान haunted है क्या? Every time you come, you have a relative story. Aunt, I remember the aunt, I remember the grandmother, I remember the cousin. It's like आपके पूरे खानदान has something supernatural going on.
Then what? Whenever we
yeah,
meet, we are only talking this.
My God.
we have a very very big family.
Are there any
Uh,
normal people in the family at this point?
Yeah,
No,
I think I
actually.
am the normal one. I cannot see anything or sense
Arey,
anything.
that is abnormal. COVID case.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah, so it's a nice story. I
Hmm.
will tell you, I when I heard this from my cousin, that is Desmond's sister-in-law. She's my
Uh-huh.
first cousin. Versus what I heard from her husband. It was everything was same, but the vibe was so scary when he
Hmm.
actually shared it because they had seen it live. So what had happened was this was in 2000. 2000.
Hmm. 2000 बोल के कहाँ पे गई? Can't hear you.
Yeah, we got it was
Hello.
2000. What happens next?
No, no. So it could be from in between 2001 to 2009 के बीच में एक year है जिसमें ये हुआ था.
Hmm.
So what had happened was there is this college in Pune called Spicer College where my cousin and
Hmm.
her husband they studied together. So when my brother-in-law, in short, when he
Hmm.
joined, of course, they were living in the hostel and everything, and he had two other, boys living along with him in the hostel.
Hmm.
So out of this, he and his friend they were doing something in computer, and the other one, like on whom this story is based, he was doing theology. Okay, theology is the study of our religion or any religion. So what had happened was, they used to have classes in which there would be one time, I think one time in the week or something, when they used to all meet up on the ground, you know. So
Hmm.
that time, and that used to be during the evening. So that time, this person, like this fellow who was doing theology, I don't know his name, he used to always meet a girl who was very pretty. And slowly they started meeting outside the garden or whatever, outside the campus. So abhi to, if you see, there is a way in between the graveyard and the school, and then another big campus, and then of course the university, Spice University.
Hmm.
So they used to usually meet in the graveyard. Okay. So because that was a place where nobody used to come and it used to be quiet, and it was the girls' choice to meet. ये कौन ऐसा रोशनी मार रहा है बीच बीच में?
Demon OP, another family member.
Yeah, nice. He can also add on to it. So they used to meet there in that graveyard. So these friends, my brother-in-law and the other roommate to this person who was doing theology, they told him, like, they started interrogating him that why do you guys meet only in the evening, and what is so special, and this and that. Then he said, I'm in love. So they were
Oh.
like, okay, you're in love, okay, fine. Then slowly they started seeing that he used to, avoid his classes, and he started, falling sick, and he became very thin, and all of that sort of thing. So
Hmm.
then these friends got a bit worried, and they thought that let's find out what's happening.
Or it could be Pyar Mein Pagal.
Love area, yeah. Yeah. So there was a time when they followed both of them, and they saw a lot of things there when. So they followed them when they used to go to the graveyard.
Hmm.
So once upon a time they saw that the girl went ahead in the graveyard, and then after that उसके बाद वो दिखी नहीं, because of course it used to be dark. Then they realized कुछ problem है. So then they also came along with him. That's what my brother-in-law told. And they told, you go, you meet him and all, and we'll wait for you.
Hmm.
So, however, when they finished meeting and all, and then the friend started coming towards them, like my brother in law and the other roommate. So they said, now let's follow her, what she does. So they went ahead, went ahead. And then when three of them, they saw that, uh, you know, to a distance, she went towards one grave and she went inside it and she disappeared. Like how you just
Oh.
drown in water, like
Oh.
that. So ye dono, they were strong. My brother-in-law and the other guy, the roommate, they were strong. But the fellow who was in love, he made susu in his pant, and
Really?
he he became unconscious. Okay, so he was, it seems, in coma for a week.
Hmm.
Okay, he could not take the sight, that very sight, whatever happened. And after that 1 week, he was sent back home, and he was in his house for a year. They were giving him continuous counseling, I think, spiritual counseling and all, for him to come out of that shock. But he came back after a year and he finished his education. So this is what
Oh
was the story.
my God. So this is based in Pune, right?
Yeah, this is based in Pune, and can you believe I was not knowing where this graveyard was, and there was a time that actually my husband's uncle stays on the graveyard. Now they have made a building, and the school is attached to it, Spicer School.
I told you, Pura
So,
Khandan is connected to some ghost or the other.
so when I peeked out of the window, I saw that same graveyard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and you can feel the negative vibe when you see that graveyard. It's not maintained. People still bury there, but it's a Muslim graveyard, but it's not maintained, and it
Hmm.
looks terrible. Trust me, it looks terrible.
Shit.
It's like normal people will tell the broker or the agent ki I need a ghar away from the graveyard. I don't want anything connected to the graveyard around me. But you guys, your family will tell the broker agent, हमें cemetery के पास ही चाहिए भैया. That
We
cemetery
want to
got
feel
me
it.
bigger.
Yeah, you never
Yeah.
know.
Closer to the cemetery, the better for us. Get us that kind of house.
Right, right. So this
Quite
was the
creepy.
story, and it
Hmm.
was bad. I mean, I really like. I asked the last time I met my brother-in-law. I asked, "Ki where is that person?" and whatever. But he said, "I'm not in touch, so I don't know. I don't know what's happening." But then, if he has done theology, I'm sure he would be one of our priests, and I wish to meet him.
Are,
I
are,
would
are.
really want to know this experience of his.
And also quite a disturbing experience because he was in love and
Yes.
all of that, no?
He was in love, and how these people understood, because he started losing his charm, his health. He started bunking college. He used to only sleep whole day, only wait for the evening to come so that he could meet her. And there was
So,
even, yeah, one thing I forgot to tell. Once he himself told, come, let me drop you to your house. So
hmm.
then she said, no, no, my parents don't like me being friends with boys, so I cannot let you, I cannot let you drop me. I will go by myself, you don't worry. Because he used to get worried, because she used to pass through the graveyard and it used to be evening. But she said, I'm fine, because next day they used to meet. So he got that confidence. She's going and she's coming. So not a problem.
So eventually she ghosted him.
She ghosted him. But they say it's a jinn. I don't know how far is that true, if it's a spirit or it's a jinn. But what he always explained was she was so pretty and she's so beautiful and all. And it seems they made love in the graveyard also. So
Oh
that has
my
to be a jinn,
god.
I believe. Yes. He
This
got
is
that
like
much
a
daring.
X-rated horror movie.
A ghost ghosted someone. Wow.
Like
Ain't love enough.
Yes.
PG-13 beyond. PG-18 this is.
If we are getting signs from the fourth person, demon OP, someone has asked also who's this fourth person. Demon OP is there in our studio, and we don't know who's this demon OP. We can only
This
see
is
some light.
funny.
No, we can't see him.
Oh God.
Reveal yourself
Come,
if you
do
are
some khali
present.
bali.
Reveal yourself right now.
Hello,
So
everyone.
can you believe, I heard the story from my cousin in
Hmm.
2012, and I heard, like, I wanted to hear this from my brother-in-law in 2015,
Hmm.
and the way he
Baby,
explained
you
it, oh my
don't have a
God.
brother in law. You don't have a brother in law. Larry is the only one. Stop with your
Arre, re, re,
nonsense.
re,
We're
re,
done
re,
with it.
re.
You
See, I
don't
told
have a
you.
brother-in-law? Oh my God, I was so invested in this.
No, the brother-in-law is only a ghost.
Now you get it.
I get
Now
it,
you
I
get
get
it.
it.
Hmm.
Good
All
one.
right. So there is this person called Doctor on Wheels who's asking who is the fourth person. Now
Hmm.
imagine, guys, if you guys would have said which fourth person. We're just
Oh
three
my
on the
god.
podcast. So
Shit.
fun out you would have got with, I swear.
Forgot that. Yeah. Next time. Next time.
Next time, next time. But yeah,
Hmm.
nice story. Nice story. Good one.
Why? What? Your camera is off or your camera is on? What is this?
My camera is on. That's the moon.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
nice.
And the best part is the moonlight is quite strong today,
Hmm.
and it's right over the head, and it's giving light to the entire balcony. So
Okay,
which
I'm
is a
coming
good thing.
outside in the balcony now.
So all
That's
of
what I
you
was
are
saying. It's
related, is it?
almost
All
two
of you are
hours.
part of this haunted Khandan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
We
God.
are those
Sunny is just
people from
outside.
Haunted
Fourth person
Countdown.
is just outside in the balcony. Now I'll go and sit with him.
Nice.
Anyway, it's two to us, so we are done for the live stream. Thank you, family. Thank you, Swati, for joining in. It
Thank
was
you
a fun.
guys.
It was really interesting conversation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And do let us know what theme we should keep for our next live stream. We already have one thing, which is past life regression. If you have anything else, do let us know. But for now, thank you so much
Thank you,
and
guys.
happy haunting to everyone. Good night to
Good night.
everyone. Thank you,
Good
Swati.
night, guys.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Next
Bye
time.
bye. Next time, until next time, we'll get more family members who will
Content,
share.
family content.
Yeah.
Please don't make this a family channel. All your relatives are coming on this and telling us all the creepy family stories.
Eventually, that only will become, I think so.
Now you don't know, Swati, whether that's a family or that's a cult.
Exactly. Now I'm thinking like that. Next, you guys will bring some kids and all on this and be like, yeah, these are our nieces and nephews. And they'll also start talking about the horror that's going on.
Let's see. We hope so.
Stay tuned for that as
Stay
well.
tuned for the next episode.
See the music. Oh my god.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Shabba Khair, Shubratri. Adios,
Al
amigos.
Alvida.
Okay, bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay, both हो गया. Now I'm ending it. 3,
हाँ ठीक है,
2,
बस हो गया.
1.